Yeah. something to eat. We're going to get started in 2 minutes, and then. Thank you. Hello, hello. All right. Thank you everyone for coming. My name is Paul Engen. I'm the coordinator for the new media program here and professor for the Capstone project. I want to give you a little summary of what the Capstone is so you can understand a little background of how these projects came to be. Basically, new media, game programming and design, and web and mobile programs all have a joint class that's basically a culmination of all their skill sets. And because we have such a range of programs, we have the ability to kind of have a larger range of projects that aren't just gaming, but you'll see that there's some mixed media that has video integration. So we have a really nice broad skill set that everyone can pull from in the sense of a larger team. The way this works is that everyone in the class makes a pitch to a panel, someone from computer science, art, communications, myself, our tech specialist, and then they all present to us, and then after their presentations, the panel picks between all the projects that will be worked on throughout the semester. Then after that, it's on the students the remainder of the semester to get their team together, to schedule everything, to put all the projects that you see here right now together throughout the semester. So I'm very proud of what they've done. They're going to talk a little bit about their background and what they did. And to kick us off, we're going to start with Almost.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Nick Rersnyder. This is my project, Almost. Almost is a 5-part mixed media narrative series that follows a man who wakes up in his apartment and he has this button that can make him whatever he wants. But as you can probably tell, there are consequences. Anytime he uses the button, it kills somebody, some creature that's on the planet. And also, it never comes out quite how he wants it. It's only ever almost how he wants it, which is why I named it that. And then, what you might be wondering is, what is a mixed media narrative series? Because I completely made that term up. What it is, essentially, I like to think of it as a TV show. It's 5 episodes long, but it alternates between videos that you can watch and games that you can play. So 1, 3, and 5 are video chapters, and 2 and 4 are your games that you can play. It's all housed on the website, and you can go through, find all the chapters there, and be able to watch through it. Now, the question you might be wondering with that is, why would I ever do it like that? I could have just been a TV show. The main reason I wanted to go for something like that is because Obviously, this is a combined new media, web and mobile game design program, like you've heard from Paul. And I myself already have a game design degree, went through that program, already did this capstone before, but for this one, I wanted to do something that kind of, encapsulates all of those different skill sets of all the different people in this class. And everyone did such a great job working on it. I'm so glad for my team that I have working on it here. But before we get into all these people, I want to give a brief rundown. If you weren't able to watch all of the episodes, weren't able to see all of it yet, I'll give you a brief overview. So chapter 1 is our starting video. Essentially, man wakes up in his apartment, he has this button where it can make him whatever he wants, so he tests it out a couple times, he finally realizes what it can do, and he runs out of his apartment, books it out to test it out in the city, which is what takes us to chapter 2. Chapter 2 is the 3D environment game. It's where you can run around the city, you kind of test it out on a few things. Like you can see, you can make a little beam to cross a little puddle gap over here. And it essentially just allows you to kind of feel this environment, explore it how you want. And then we'll pass it over to chapter 3, where I'll let my co-lead Thomas talk about this.
Hello, I'm Thomas Lodestro. I was the co-lead on Almost. For chapter 3, the basic summary is that our main character goes into an alleyway of a bar. He wants something from this girl and presses the button to try to get what he wants. Leads to a confrontation with the boyfriend, and then you start to see little cracks of the button. And then in chapter 4, we follow up into a chase sequence where the boyfriend chases after our main character, which you'll hear more about later because I did off of that one. And then we have on the next slide, chapter 5.
So chapter 5 is our final video chapter that we're going to be able to watch right now. It is not public yet. It goes public on Monday, but we're going to early premiere it right now for you guys to watch. If you didn't get it, it's in the program as well, but this is the QR to the website. And now I want to get into a little bit of showing you the people behind it, and I will start over here with our main character, Alex.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex Goebel, and as you saw just now, I am Guy, the main character of Almost. I was also a programmer for some of the parts in the early stages of Chapter 2, and I helped create some of the story beats in the later pieces of the videos and stuff.
Wait, what did you program in?
I programmed in Unity for Chapter 2, and I think we did that for Chapter 4 as well.
Yep.
I am Ben Murphy, and I was a 3D modeler for Chapter 2. So I made a bunch of the objects you can find when wandering around the city. And I did this using Maya for the modeling, and then I used paints for texturing the models. And I was in the progress of making a player model for Chapter 2, but unfortunately we didn't have time to finish it, so instead we used a free Unity asset instead.
Hi, I am Zach Tiger. I am the Chapter 2 level designer. I used pen and paper for that, not Unity. I held the boom mic in every episode you see, and I also played the really angry boyfriend in Chapter 3 and 4. And while she's not part of this class, Chloe, that's my actual girlfriend who dies in the episode, but she was also part of it, so I figured to include her as well.
I am Matthew Hoffman. I made some of the 3D models for Chapter 2. I also made the textures for them, and the textures are basically the skin of the models that give it the color and certain looks that it has.
Hello, I'm Caleb Heim. I was in charge of developing the website and implementing all the chapters as they came out. I used like HTML and CSS, which have been around for a while, like to make basic websites. HTML is used to like set it up, and then CSS makes it look like nicer.
Hi again. You all met me earlier. I'm Thomas Silvestro again. I did some of the Chapter 4 gameplay and art. A lot of the art you will see here, and if you play Chapter 4 over at our booth today, I did all the artwork for that and the gameplay for that. And then I also did the tree animation for Chapter 1. I was a general co-lead on the project, and I helped a lot. And then for some of the other game design stuff, I helped a bit for. On the next slide, there's more of just general stuff for Chapter 4, some gameplay footage, and then the sprites that I did. The game was programmed in Unity 6, which is the same thing we use. It's a game engine. Most games run on it. That's what I used for programming with C#. And then Medibank Paint Pro is just the paint program I use. That's what I use to draw all the assets for the game.
All right, and then you already met me. My name is Nick Reifsnyder. My main contributions as well, aside from leading, directing the project, I also was in charge of much of the filming process. So I worked on getting a shoot day together. We had one main shoot day where we shot just about all the footage for all 3 of the video chapters. So I was in charge of coordinating that. I was directing and operating the camera behind the scenes as well for those shoots. We worked a lot with recording audio on the boom over here that Zach was holding up, and we did a lot with lighting as well. I had Zach and Chloe over here help with moving around a lot of the lighting for the different shots. We did all of this on one camera as well, all of the different multiple angles and everything. It's all shot on one camera, so if it looks like it goes pretty smoothly from one scene to the next, those are 2 completely different takes. But I edited it all together. You can see the timeline here for Chapter 1. I edited this in DaVinci Resolve. You can see just how many different cuts and layers and everything go into just making one couple-minute long episode for Chapter 1. I was also in charge of doing a lot of the animating, so I did a lot of the animated effects that you see in the videos. I used a program called Krita to draw this out. You can see the button effect up there. I also was in charge of doing the stop motion for Chapter 5, so you can see I modeled that kind of heart model over there. That's made of Play-Doh, and I sculpted it with a pair of tweezers. And then I used a program called Dragon Frame to make it a stop motion animation, so I had it kind of melt out there. And then last couple of things here that I'll talk about. I was mainly in charge of running the social media, so we use the new media accounts for a couple of posts, and then we also have standalone accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. So I was in charge of getting posts out for that, scheduling them, getting them ready, as well as did a lot of the programming for Chapter 2. Again, we use Unity 6. And yeah, besides that, I mainly just wanted to give a few thank yous and shout outs before we get to our questions section. I want to thank my team so much. You guys all did a crazy, incredible job. This was a kind of silly idea that I came up for Paul's class in 20 minutes because he said, give me 3 ideas. So it was a silly little idea, but it meant a lot to me. And just the fact that you guys would help with my project at all is insane. So I really, really appreciate it. Again, our main MO was to showcase, I wanted to showcase this real art by real artists. I'm so glad all the work that you all put in. And that's just about it. If anyone has any questions, we'll take them now.
So there's a requirement of at least 3 questions before they can step down. 3 questions.
Yeah, please. Yes.
I appreciate that it showcased different media types. What was the most enjoyable one to work in?
Well, I'll speak for myself. I enjoyed film a lot. So whether it was the directing, the shooting itself, anything, our film day, I don't know, we had a blast. We have a bunch of outtakes and everything, so I'm actually cutting together a blooper reel that'll go public in a couple days, maybe a week. So I just had so much fun on that film day. Yes.
What were your biggest constraints in production, making the actual footage?
Probably the biggest constraints is, time is obviously a big one because it's effectively kind of like a game jam. We only have a couple months to work on everything, but I think in the time that we were given, we pulled together something that's pretty cohesive, as well as like challenges in programming and everything. I know not everyone is the most familiar with programming in 3D, but I think we got a pretty good selection of programmers and artists working on it.
Were you inspired by anything during your making?
Yeah, absolutely. Main things that I kind of took from were a couple other project series that use that kind of like mixed media feel. Like you might be familiar with like Amazing World of Gumball is like a cartoon series that kind of combines like 3D modeling and like 2D animation, as well as stuff like a little bit of Scott Pilgrim for some of the game sections, because it's a little bit of that kind of like taking it from like a live action looking video to like a really like cartoony video game section, and being able to jump back and forth between those and incorporate different styles. All right, well, you guys see your production limit, so. All right, thank you all so much, and up next will be David Smith with his 3D horror game, I Can't Hear You.
Hello? Okay, it's working. Hello, everybody. My name is David Smith. Thank you so much for coming to my presentation today. And today I'm here to talk to you about my 3D horror game I made for Capstone, I Can't Hear You, which I made with the help of my friends, Ben Murphy, Cameron Anderson, and Matthew Huffman. So, what is I Can't Hear You? I Can't Hear You is a 3D horror game set in a maze where there's a monster in the maze with you, and you're only able to hear things when your eyes are closed. The game uses a webcam to test if your eyes are closed or not, and if they are, you're able to hear things, but you can only do one or the other. If your eyes are closed, you can't see, but you can hear, and if your eyes are open, you can't hear things. So you need to balance between being able to do both of them so that you can escape the maze by doing puzzles that utilize that gimmick and avoiding the monster, because it's very loud, but it's sneaky, so it can sneak up on you. Here's some gameplay clips from it. Up there is one of the puzzles being completed, and at the bottom you can see the monster in its unfinished state moving around. Alright, for this next slide, I'd like to invite everyone to just close their eyes for a moment, and you can hear some of the soundscape of the game that you would be able to hear when your eyes are closed. That's some of the sounds that you would hear when your eyes are closed in the game. It's like the ambience and the monster in the background. Alright, for these next few slides, I'd like to go over most part, the sprites are the little drawings you would see on the wall, and I put some up there. I did a lot of the coding for the game, and coding is like how everything works behind the scenes, how the monster moves, stuff like that. I blocked out the maze, which you'll be able to see on the next slide, and I also set up the ability to swap between scenes, like the main menu and the actual game, dev screen, stuff like that. At the top left, you can see my first draft of the maze where stuff would be. I made the game in Unity, and I did the drawings in Flipperclip, which is a drawing software, animation software. And at the bottom right, you can see how it actually looks in the game from the top down. It's pretty accurate. Some things changed, but it's a pretty faithful, accurate recreation, I'd like to think. And for these next few slides, I'll hand it over to my teammates and my co-lead, Matthew Huffman.
I'm Matthew Hoffman. I did most of the coding in the back, doing things like giving the player the ability to run or walk, doing the puzzles with your eyes closed, and the enemy movement and the ability for it to find you.
I'm Ben Murphy, and I did pretty much everything for the monster in the game. So I came up with its design, and then I converted that into a reference image, which I then put into the 3D modeling software Maya to actually model it out. And then in Paint, I made the texture for it over here, and this is what it looks like when it's applied to the monster. And then finally, I used Mixamo, which is an animation website, to give the monster its animations.
Hi, I'm Cameron Anderson, and I worked on the noises for the monster and the main menu music. I used a software for sound effects called Audacity by playing a video that I made with my friends a while back into it and trimming it to get the monster sound effects. And for the main menu music, I use this website called Soundtrap. And that's the original video where I got the sound effects from. Warning, loud.
All right. All right, thank you so much. That was my presentation. If anyone has any questions, now's the time for them. You.
Are you able to move the character while your eyes are closed?
Oh, yeah, I shouldn't mention that. You can move around at any time and look around. The only thing that matters is when you close your eyes, you can hear things, and when they're open, you can't. But you can do anything you can normally do whenever. It's just you can and can't hear when your eyes are closed. You over there.
How did you come up with the idea with the eyes closed? I mean, there are games out there that are like mic sensitive.
Yeah.
I've never heard of something with like the eyes closed.
Yeah, I came up with it because I needed to come up with an idea for a game, and it popped in my head that not many video games use the webcam to trigger certain events, like things happening, audio. So I thought, what if there was a horror game based around this, where when the player's eyes are closed, they're able to hear, and it's a very audio-sensitive game, so they need to balance between doing both of them. And really, that led into me coming up with the idea, rough sketch, and it was picked, and this is what my team did. Anyone else?
Need one more, but there.
Yeah?
What was the hardest thing you guys did? Like, what was the most difficult part of it?
I mean, personally, for me, it was trying to get the eye tracking stuff to work in the first place, because It was we needed to use this Unity plugin called UnitI, and Unity is the game engine, which is how you make games, and they're like one of the game engines, most popular one. And it's basically something you use in Unity that tracks where your eyes are looking, if they're closed, if you look like sleepy, stuff like that. But really all we needed from it was the ability to open and close and do things with that, and Matt was a very big help with that. So he was one of the main people who set that up for me. But yeah, everyone really did good in this project. I'm proud of what we all did, and yeah. Anything else? All right. Again, thanks so much for coming to my project, or presentation. And next I'll introduce the 3D strategy card game, Arcane Cards.
Hello everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Jordan Mancini, and this is my game, Arcane Cards. And I will also introduce my team, my co-leader Zach, my 2 programmers Alex and Matt, my 2 artists Caleb and Thomas. So Arcane Cards is a strategic game, a strategic card game where you're facing against an opponent, and we decided to go for a fantasy theme and VR to really immerse the players into the game. That doesn't work. Oh. Did you click that?
I'll do it.
Alright, you got it. Alright, so here's some gameplay. The cards are placed face down, so you don't know what you will pick up, and so it's always a chance if you get a card that will be good for you or bad, and there are some cards that will even out the playing field and just help you without directly damaging your opponent. And these are some of the cards we have. So we have attack cards like Fireball, Lightning, Light Beam, and they just do damage to your opponent. Then we have a utility that can help just assist you in the game, like Freeze will skip your opponent's turn, and Shield will block an incoming attack. And then we also added Misfortune cards, which are very rare, but all they do is harm you. And I will give this off to my co-leader.
Hi, you've met me already. I'm Zach Tiger. I am the co-lead for Arcane Cards. For what I did for this project is I modeled the animations that get played for all 13 cards. I also found the sound effects for all 13 cards. And these are some of my favorite ones I picked. I didn't want to put all in the slides because that's way too much to show. So we're all modeled in Maya, and then I also animated them in Maya with their animation tab. And they all move a little janky, but I think that kind of adds to like the PlayStation 1, 2 kind of feeling to it. So I really like how they all came out.
My name is Caleb Heim. I worked on some of the 3D models, along with Zach did some too, a lot, probably more than me, but I did the main character was the main one that I did, as well as like giving it color. Originally we were gonna make it smooth, but it looked better in like the low poly style. I set up the scene too. A lot of it was free assets, but the building and stuff was what I did. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello again for the 3rd time now. I am the programmer that focused on getting like the ideas set up with the cards being able to be played and interacting with the players. So I basically just got like the first like idea of how it would work and then passed it along to Jordan to be able to clean it up. And I also helped out with the textures for the card effects because they really need someone like last minute to get it in.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think they all came out pretty well.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex again. So I helped a lot in the early stages where I helped craft some ideas. I streamlined some of the code because it was all over the place. And then I helped Matt solve some problems where codes weren't seeing each other when they definitely should have been.
Long time no see. I'm Thomas Silvestro again. I was a 2D artist for arcane cards. I did all 13 of the cards, and then I did some concept art. You can see the player model that I drew and the 3D model by Caleb, which he did a fantastic job on translating it over. And if you go to the next slide, there's more of my concept art that I did for the project, and then more of the cards at the top that I did.
Hello again. I did a lot of the programming, and this is some of the early production, and I have some of the concept art for the map that Caleb did, and the character that Caleb also made. And then this is some of the 3D environments in VR. All of the programming was done in Unity, and the coding was done in C#. And this is the current state of the game. So it's still a work in progress. And we have, as you can see, there's most of the better models and rendered stuff. And so currently we have some functions not working, some animations not working, and some of the card arts haven't been on there. But like we said, we're still working on it. And our biggest roadblock was that this game was supposed to be online, and you would play against another person. But it just took a little bit too long, and applying what I learned was getting in the way of the actual programming and the game functioning, so we decided to cut the online later on. Thank you, everybody. Are there any questions? Hello, you?
How do you make like a sketch go into like a 3 model?
So I just made a 2D idea, and so he also did a better, more fleshed out version, and it was really mostly Caleb who did a lot of the 3D modeling, which she did it in Blender, and she just kind of took the shaping of it, probably rotated it around, and added a hat onto the character. Anybody else?
What was your favorite part of making the project?
My favorite part was getting to actually see the card functions working in the visuals. The visuals are my favorite part because the programming was a little bit lacking because we didn't finish quite yet. But really seeing the art come together was definitely my favorite part. Yes.
Are you still trying to make the online thing?
We're definitely going to do finish the programming, and that's the main goal, and then hopefully later on I will be able to do the online. That's the goal, at least. Yes.
Do you prefer making VR games over 2D games?
No, I don't think so. Really, because even though VR is very cool, but it was very difficult for testing, especially because I had the VR headset and I had to bring it in for testing, and my other programmers couldn't really test the game when they didn't have a VR headset. So it really made everybody's job kind of hard except for mine. So yeah, I wouldn't really prefer it over regular. Yes.
Actual card game like Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that, combat, inspiration for your idea for this?
A little bit, but actually mostly my inspiration was Dungeons and Dragons, because I like how every roll of the dice, you don't know if you're gonna succeed or not, so I really like the risk that comes into it and the chance, and that was my main inspiration. Anybody else? Once again, thank you all for coming, and I will introduce Ethan's project, the FLCC ARG.
everybody. My name is Ethan Carlson, and this is FLCC's ultimate reality game, known simply as FLCC ARG. Now, it's kind of hard to describe what an ARG is, but kind of imagine it as a bit of a scavenger hunt, really. You're going through different pieces of media, videos, websites, etc., trying to solve a mystery of some kind. So the way we told this ARG was a reimagined new student orientation for upcoming FLCC students, but with a bit of an AI twist to things, as you'll see going on. To give you a bit of a story briefing, in case you missed it, Paul has some ambitions coming in. He wants to improve new media program and FLCC as a whole, and he's removing some of the human work in the process to do so. But Paul kind of loses the scope of the project, and the AI begins to seep itself to more places than initially expected. We had a few struggles working on this one here. Mainly was the team size. We had a much smaller team going in than we expected. So we had a lot of game designers on the team as well, when we had a lot of different forms of content. So we had to do a bit of juggling to meet all the content we wanted for this one. Appearance was another big issue as well, because we really did not want this to appear like a virus to anyone. So we wanted it clear. We wanted it to appear glitchy, but not like ransomware glitching. And you're probably tired of hearing me talk at this point, so I'm going to hand it over to the rest of my wonderful team, starting with Alex, to talk about what they work on.
Hi, believe it or not, I'm still Alex Noble. So I helped out with some of the early planning. I helped out with a bunch of general management, trying to make sure people were on the same page so we could get everything done. I helped manage the game, making sure things get done right. I did some of the assets, the funny background and funny man. And then I helped make some of the later puzzles and stuff. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Ben Murphy again, and I was the main writer for this project, so I came up with a general story overview of the sequence of events that would take place. I did a lot of the flavor text for the various websites you explore. I came up with questions for a Turing test game during one section of the ARG, and I made a final conclusion piece for after you've completed everything.
Hello again, my name is Jordan Mancini, and I was the main game programmer. All the programming was done in Unity and was coded with C#. And this is just a little snippet of the Turing test kind of game. And the character will like punch up on the questions like Mario. And I also worked on a little bit of the assets and used all the questions made by Ben.
It's me again. So I was the lead behind this project. I came up with this idea a while back, and I got to run it, which was phenomenal. I covered a bunch of ground that was missing from our team that helped fill in whenever I could. So I had my hands basically everywhere. I did the logo design for this project. It was designed in Inkscape, which is kind of an Adobe Illustrator alternative, lets you make vector graphics. I also worked on the video, both the filming and production side of things. You can see I used DaVinci Resolve to edit the video. And, yep. I also worked, you can see some of the Figma designs for the websites for prototyping. And he's not up here right now, but thanks to Thomas Ledestro, he also helped with a few of the designs beforehand. And then I went ahead and created the websites. I used Visual Studio Code, and I programmed in HTML, which is the wireframe of the site, CSS, which is the style of the site, and JavaScript, which is anything that changes on the site. And finally, for the project, I worked on some of the social media posts you can see up there on the top right. just to market the project and get it going, and a few of the mystery pieces that appear as well. So, we have some more content coming up soon, so anyone who got to play it today, you got to see what's coming up in the future. We have, the first part is out right now as of May 11th. You can play up to a bike space, there's 2 puzzles on there. The rest of the pages are nearly complete, they're just missing the puzzle paths and a bit of polish. They will be released sometime this summer for upcoming students to experience it for the first time. And that's what we're going with. So, thank you so much to my team, thank you so much to the panel for letting me work on this project, thank you so much for Paul for being an AI overload, and that's all I got for you. So you got any questions? You over there.
What was your favorite part of the project in its entirety?
Well, I worked on a lot. I think my favorite part would be either the web design I worked on or the video production. I really liked how that came out in editing, but I also really like web design. It is my major, and I think they came out really nicely as well.
What made you want to work with the Illustrator alternative?
Well, availability, but also kind of extra practice, because I've gotten to know Adobe Illustrator, and I wanted no alternative options as well. I also really like how Inkscape works, in my personal opinion. Over there.
As project management, did you learn a lot? Do you feel you went in well prepared to lead a project?
Yeah, I think I learned a lot under project management. I never got into work on, be a lead for a project like this before. I think I definitely learned a lot about things like deadlines, keeping people on track and so forth. But it was a very fun process, even if it was a bit stressful at times. Any other questions? Thank you so much. Next up is the 5-part video series, Room 2420.
Alright, hello everybody. My name is Evan Zabo, and this is my project, Room 2420, Season 5. So firstly, what is Room 2420? So it is a 5-part video series. We did Season 5 of it. It's been done in the past by other Capstone projects. And so it's basically based on The Office or other shows of the sort where we follow a hidden camera around the Capstone class. Everything is over-exaggerated and very satirical. We wanted to make Season 5 the craziest season so far, so I think we did a pretty good job of that. So here we have a trailer for the season that I'm going to play right now.
I don't really vibe with Ethan.
Am I the only one who thinks this is weird?
I can't believe I got away with that.
No, don't clap.
Oh shit.
Got that chloroform you're looking for?
Silence you.
Ah!
What if someone pushed someone's grandma down the stairs?
Stupid project.
It's done. It's done. Really?
Ah! Oh man, relax.
No.
Ah! Hey guys, you get that meat grinder for the robot yet?
Just a thought.
You know what? Move. We got you. The rest didn't really impress me.
I just knew it would piss him off.
How about some applause, guys? Come on.
What the f is this?
It's a total shit show, dude.
You know what, Thomas? Let's get out.
Been working on every project.
I can't believe I got away with that.
So, Nick,
What a waste of my time.
I don't know why they keep doing this to me.
Will you be playing the drama?
Still gonna talk though.
Crazy, crazy.
Why the hell do we need a chainsaw?
Dave, I'm just gonna stop you right there.
I figured he would be pretty easy to manipulate.
You're popping it up, you gotta be like, Thomas is being a little baby. Elmo can be kind of scary, right? Give me a latte.
Alright, so now I'm gonna have the rest of my team come up to the stage. Alright, so firstly, for the filming process. So what we did, we used camcorders. We used multiple cameras in scenes where it made sense, such as conversations, to get a multiple angle perspective, as well as to get better audio. So we try to keep it in the school setting to really give that classroom feel and keep it local for this season. So intentionally we made it so the camera shots are shaky, among other things, in order to make it so it is like a hidden camera feel. Some of the struggles we had for the first episode, we had a lot of struggles with getting scheduling done, and so as a result, we had an intro that wasn't up to par what we wanted, and we had to tweak a lot of things. And I feel like over the rest of the season, we did a really good job improving upon that. Some of the other things, we worked with 2-hour chunks to film. That was a struggle because of scheduling and other things, and as well as just timing in general. Hello, my name's Evan, and I am I'm the lead. I did majority of the camera work. Me and my co-lead Alex both did that. I did most of the writing as well, and I did the production management and logistics. All the editing as well I did in Premiere Pro, and this is my timeline for episode 5. So now I'm going to pass it off to my co-lead to explain what she did.
Hi, my name is Alex. I was the co-lead on this project, so I was the co-camera person, also getting like those second shots for everything. I also helped with scripting. My main role for scripting was getting it organized, having everything labeled for each character, what was like camera direction for the camera person versus editing notes. As well as just general creative input, logistics, getting equipment organized, all that fun stuff. I also made the trailer.
Hello everyone, my name is Mark Musembi, but I go by Marco. I basically did the thumbnails for Room 2420. In terms of software, I used Premiere Pro and Photoshop. I basically took the video files and tossed them into Premiere Pro to get the specific still images that we need. Based off Evan's instructions, and then I tossed them into Photoshop to basically make the vignettes that you can see and the different colors, and then instill the still images into the place.
Alright, so now I'm going to introduce the cast, and each one's going to give a little bit of insight into their role. So first we had Jeff and Paul, both are professors for new media and editing, as well as equipment. So we have Paul as the evil version of Paul this semester. He's acting strange for some reason in comparison to other seasons. And so we also had Jeff kind of play like the Jim character from The Office, giving sort of still frame reactions, looking at the camera, breaking the fourth wall almost.
Hello again, I'm Thomas Silvestro. I was in this project with these two as the group we were in. And then I was kind of just like the tossed around, do a lot of work student, and then branched off to do my own thing throughout the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out here because I'm all the way in the back. Hi everybody. You already met me earlier. I'm Nick. I kind of play a little bit like mischievous. He's kind of like weirdly happy all the time. He's like really happy to be messing with everyone, and that's with Thomas a lot. And I'm working on every project, so kind of just going around like messing things up a little bit, having fun. So.
And hello, I'm Izzy. I played the classic online learner who's never fully paying attention throughout the class. And I relied on my teammates to finish the project in this web series.
Hey again, I'm David Smith, and I kind of played the student who just really put half effort into their project, not much, just kind of did it for the hell of it. Paul loved it for some reason, and I just ended up running errands for him for the rest of the show, because he finished it in like a day.
Hi, I'm Ben, and I play the character who failed the class the first time and is now retaking it, but using the exact same project as the first time and trying to get away with doing zero work.
Hello again, my name's Ethan. I'm the AI Vibe Coder student and kind of the mastermind behind my whole robot project. I keep it chill most of the semester. This is one guy that keeps acting suspicious of me or something, but he's really got nothing to worry about as long as he doesn't get in my way or something.
He's talking about me. Hi, I'm Zach again. I am the chosen co-lead for Ethan for the robot, and I get kind of made fun of the entire season and manipulated, and something happens in episode 5, which I'm going to pass back to Evan to actually talk about.
So now we're going to premiere our episode 5 for season 5.
Previously on Room 2420, 4 projects got picked, starting with Ben.
It's the same project from last year. You can even see the date.
No.
Nope. I'm not even going to say anything.
Ethan's very normal robot.
The AI vessel, not that. The AI helper bot known as Craig.
Got that chloroform you're looking for?
Thank you.
Yeah.
David and Paul's meme screen project.
Ah, I got you. Right? Because we want to be in their face, and then it's a... Hey, so now that we're all done with the project, I was thinking what you could do is I just printed out some documents, and you could take those upstairs to the studio.
Izzy's mystery project.
So what are you guys' thoughts on what crime they should solve?
What if someone pushed someone's grandma down the stairs?
Ooh, I really like that idea. I think we'll go with that one.
I just got done working on Thomas's Izzy's stupid project. Thomas is so dumb.
Or has Thomas made his own project?
I've been really into this VRverse thing that I created. Not to brag, I genuinely believe that this is better than most of the projects this semester, if not all of them.
Find out that and Ethan's big secret in this episode of Room 2420.
So the school wants us to adopt an AI system for regular classes. I think it's ChatGPT or something, but I'm not going to be a part of it. So Ethan, I'm going to cut right to the chase. I need a fully functioning robot to replace me this coming semester for Capstone. You think you can do that?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
My man.
So, I've been playing my cards pretty close to my chest this semester. See, I actually got Paul to be the vessel for my AI robot. And I may have designed the AI robot to specifically kill people. But Paul doesn't really seem to care. He thinks it's just to get him out of teaching, which, I mean, he is correct. The only problem is there's a bug in the programming right now. So instead of killing people, it's just kind of really rude to them.
I'm sorry, what's going on with this robot?
So I should be about halfway through my parts by the end of next week. How's the stuff that you guys are working on coming along?
I'm in a good place right now.
Wait, guys, the project's due in a week. What are we gonna do?
Paul will push back the due date.
What?
Thank God I built that VR project in Paul's office with all the free time that I had. I don't know what Nick and Izzy are gonna do. Suckers.
Hey, Ben, hear anything about Jeff recently?
No, I haven't heard that much from him. He did say he liked the coffee he got the other day, though.
Ah, so I did.
Dave.
Yeah.
So you like the coffee?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Oh, great. You know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't you go to 7 Brew and get Jeff 2 venti vanilla lattes and actually make one of them with crumble cookie cold foam and give Jeff this too, okay?
Sure. Hey, these are from Paul. That too.
If he was really my best friend, he'd know I hate caramel with cold foam. What the hell is this?
Well. It appears you have found out my dark secret. It is true. I'll admit it. I turned Paul into a meat vessel for my robot AI. He always thought it was so he could get out of teaching, but it's really hard to see all the little details in the code after all.
Wait, so you made a murder robot? Oh wait, you told me that when you knocked me out. Wait, but now you just retold that to me.
Well, it appears I've made a severe lapse in my judgment. No matter, it will all be over soon, you see. There's one last thing that Polbot needs to be tested with, because I never quite figured out if he would kill one of his own students.
Excuse me?
What's going on, guys?
Why is it broken? ChatGPT said the code was flawless.
Why isn't what working? You trying to take over my body to be a evil robot vessel for your project or something?
Listen, I just wanted to make new media perfect. Remove the human flaws from it. That's all I really wanted, Paul. Just, no one gets me.
I get you. Why don't you come with me and we can figure this out. Okay.
Hold on. Hey! Can one of you let me out? Hey!
See, I'm not upset about Ethan making a murder death robot. I'm more upset that he didn't tell me about it, and now I'm being tortured. Can you please let me out of here?
Dude, I'm sorry, it's not in my contract.
Wait, Paul, I thought you said you understood me.
Not really. You were trying to hurt people, so unfortunately we have to expel you now, and you have about 1 hour to leave campus, so.
What? I wouldn't have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling teachers.
Yeah, let's get this started.
So, no one really needs to panic. You just have to simply retake the capstone next semester.
All your projects have been voided because of what happened. So, yeah. God is dead. Go home.
Well, now at least I can make a project I actually like. I did have a job lined up at SNL, but I'll have to wait for another semester.
Well, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'll get to work on more projects next year. Sweet!
I spent the whole semester working on 2 projects. One, I got shit on the entire time for it. And now Paul's taking credit for my VR project that I spent all the semester working on. Really?
Are you kidding me? Do you know how much work I put into not doing any work this semester? Well, you know what they say. 3rd time's a charm.
Wait, really? The class is canceled? I didn't know that.
They're all cowards. So scared of the future, they can't accept the present. I'll be back, you hear?
Yeah, and I'm the Pope.
Oh, thank God. Can you please let me out of here? No. Wait. Please?
So now I would like to open this time to questions. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to my whole team for participating, as well as Professor Paul Engen and Jeff Kidd for helping out.
I was smiling the whole time watching it. It seemed like a lot of fun. Did you have as much fun as it looked like?
Absolutely, it was a blast filming every part of that. So we used the camcorders. We could have used the DSLR cameras, but we decided on the camcorders for the more theatric sort of approach to things, and they're also very good for like swivel camming and also doing panning shots.
Who's your favorite character?
Ooh, it's probably Paul for me. Yeah.
Brownie points.
Any other questions?
I have a question for the group.
Sweet.
This was actually an extra project. Was it worth it?
I think it was, for sure.
I have so much footage of me messing around with a VR headset to use now.
I'm still up there. I'm still tied up there. I'm not here. Next season is going to be a skeleton. I'm not here.
There'll be a plaque there.
All right. Well, up next we have If You Choose, an interactive cinematic experience.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Izzy, and I would like to present to you today If You Choose, which is a noir interactive video experience. First off, I'd like to introduce my team members. On the left side of the stage, you can see my team members Alex, Thomas, Cameron, and Caleb. They all worked collaboratively with me on this project. We all took on different independent parts throughout it and got the finished result out. The story follows Francine, who is an independent investigator. She's finding her way through good and evil, basically, and she doesn't work for mobs or the cops. She's just out there trying to find the truth.
And the way that it works is you go to each different scene and you collect evidence and you talk to different suspects. And by the end of it, you can reveal who was behind the missing funds and missing courier. Before I play this video, I just wanted to say that this is a general vibe and trailer of the video explaining the story and what it is.
Every choice is yours. Who you trust, what you follow, what you expose, and what you decide to leave buried. Meet Francine, caught between corruption and control, where all eyes are witness and every secret has a cost. Nothing stays hidden. Walk the story with her. Find out who's pulling the strings. Every choice shapes your outcome, and what it costs to uncover it. In the end, it's not just about what you uncover, it's about what you're willing to live with. If you choose.
Thank you. And to start off, I'd just like to explain my own role in this project. I, as the lead, created the story. I also was there during all of the filming sessions, and I worked on coordinating between actors and the crew to get the final project out. And I also worked on recruitment for extra hands throughout the entire project, as well as the video editing, which I did in Adobe, which I did through Premiere Pro, After Effects, and Audition for the audio. And I'm gonna pass it off to my co-lead, Alex.
So co-lead might be a little bit of an overstatement. I would say more like pre-production coordinator. Due to a lot of scheduling conflicts, I wasn't able to help as much as we intended, but I did help with getting just general organization, getting equipment scheduled, and sourcing some actors. But Izzy was mainly the lead in this.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and I did a lot of camera work and helped sub shots and do lighting. I did like only a few scenes. I wish I could help out more, but you know.
I'm Caleb Heim. I was in charge of the programming for this project. I basically just took the art and building that Izzy and the rest of the team did and made it interactive, so it can be played, and there are kind of multiple outcomes.
Hi, I'm Thomas Odestro. I helped with some of the filming of some of the individual scenes with characters and some of the shots with Francine. I did a lot of the audio work on some of the days of filming with, we have lav microphones, which are wireless microphones that hook up directly to our Tascam system, and then you record the audio, the whole system, but I helped run that and made sure the audio levels were good. And then I helped with some of the visual tones, and then I did some of the assets like that book right there, I drew that.
And finally, I would just like to give a special thanks to all of the professors that helped out by offering office spaces, camera equipment help, general help throughout it. They even offered to send out some emails to other students to get other people involved. And I also want to thank my actors, because without them, this wouldn't exist. Thank you, and any questions? Yes.
Yeah. What did you do to the film? The film is so good. Did you do something after the film after you filmed it?
So I did a lot of things to the video footage, but for the like noir effects, I put it through After Effects, and I did quite a few different like lighting effects to give it the true noir feel with the like reflections and the heavy lighting and the dark shadows throughout it. And I also took it into a program to remove the background virtually because I didn't record it initially on a green screen, so there was quite a bit in the post-processing and pre-processing. Anyone else? Over here.
Were there any, like, in particular series projects or anything else that kind of inspired you to do this?
Like LA Noire and like the Detroit Become Human choice type games. Those really inspired me, as well as like some of the shows that I watched growing up or saw my grandparents watching growing up. And I'm not sure if you had a question.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna ask, what was the hardest part to, like, do the project?
For me, it was like scheduling, especially because a lot of us are busy college students and it's hard to get any amount of us to show up at one particular time. So it's a lot of improvising and working with other people's schedules and trying to fill in those missing gaps. A lot of improvising, pretty much. And back here?
The presentation, those slides are amazing. Was it a template or did you make that?
No, I made them all myself. Each one of these lines is an individual asset. The little pin is just a ball that I colored and added a drop shadow to. Like everything I just made myself.
That's good.
All right, thank you guys. And next up is Mark's letter from the lecture hall. Sorry, I can't not stutter.
Hello, everyone. This is Letters from the Lecture Hall. Tonight we'll touch upon a couple of topics so that you can all have an understanding of how this project came to be, but first, let's meet the team. I'd first like to introduce Evan Zabel, who helped Alex and I with two of our interview shoots as a camera operator. I would then like to introduce my co-lead, Alex Blavelt. Alex is a 20-year-old new media student here at Finger Lakes Community College with plans to work in the production industry after graduation. And lastly, my name is Mark Musembi. I'm a 22-year-old international student athlete here at Finger Lakes Community College. I am currently studying new media and I'm transferring to the Rochester Institute of Technology to further my studies in new media design. Now, our project mission for this was to broaden the perspectives of future collegiates, parents, and professors by analyzing the lives of American students and international students. The mission for this project came to me after I was asked a question when I was talking about my home country to a fellow student on how long the flights were to come to America. They said, Marco, where in Africa is Nigeria located that it would take you that long to get there? I looked at them for a second and chuckled a little bit because I'm not Nigerian, I am Kenyan, which is on the complete other side of the continent. This made me realize that the awareness of international students, their lives, their homelands are often recognized on a document, but not personally. What do we go through? What do we have to endure? How do we thrive? What are we doing here, of all places? Are all questions that I've been asked before. Now, this made me extremely self-aware because I realized that I don't even know what Americans go through and I'm in their country. So I realized that I need to show people how we as college students live, Americans and international students alike, to show the similarities and differences that we have in hopes that we can help someone in the future be more prepared for college life here. So now began the thought process of how to actually show this. I had done a miniature version of this for another one of my professor's classes. I filmed a day in the life as an international student in America. You can find it on my YouTube channel at Kenya to the World. I had a little GoPro strapped to my chest the whole day. It was pretty cool. So I thought, okay, let me stem off that. However, as I watched it back, I realized that I need to do this, but on a much larger scale. I needed a way to portray a multitude of people's stories, not just my own. So I began to plan. In order for us to start developing our idea, we have to pitch it to a panel first for them to approve it. However, I needed something that would stand out rather than just making a regular video. So I called my brother, a person that I go to for advice a lot. I asked him some questions just to get some insight on four-year colleges and their differences. And one fact shocked me. He said that regardless of English proficiency, his school splits up international students and American students into two different English classes in their freshman year. And I thought that's crazy, considering that when he went, English was his first language. That's when I realized that I can't just limit it to FLCC or just community colleges. So I branched out to a friend of mine at RIT and asked whether he would want to help me with my video through an interview. I decided to go even further than that and travel to New York City and interview two of my friends there. One who went to Columbia and the other one who went to the Culinary Institute of America. I wanted to get a wide range of stories. After that was narrowed down, we started filming. I will now pass it on to Alex to speak on that.
So I was there for all of the interviews with FLCC students. We did all of those interviews at the broadcast studio here on campus, which provided us like a really controlled and professional environment where we could set up our 3 angles for the cameras, capturing Marco, capturing who he was interviewing, and then a wide shot with everybody. We had some technical difficulties with batteries dying, cameras dying, lighting dying, all that fun stuff. I also provided the American perspective after every interview that I sat through and listened to. I would just come up with new questions and new perspectives, angles that I entirely had not thought of, especially as someone who's from New York and going to a community college in New York. And then just general creative input. My last little bit is, it was an incredibly rewarding experience hearing all of those perspectives, and if you have the opportunity to hear that, you 100% should.
Now, for the video editing process, I did all of that myself, and that was pretty straightforward but very tasking. The software I used was Premiere Pro, and this here is a picture of my timeline, which is where you input all your video and audio into. It took me the whole month of April and 1 week of May to sift through around 4 to 5 hours of footage, pick and choose what I want to use, edit it all together, and add key details for an easier watch. Considering the length it took to do all that, it almost speaks for itself that I definitely ran into issues along the way. Some of the issues I ran into were when Alex and I were booking interviews. I mean, trying to get 3 people, let alone college students, in the same place at once for 2 hours is a problem. I had to coordinate our interviews with also Jeff Kidd, our equipment specialist, for a time to sign out the cameras as well. Specifically for the interviewees at the 4-year colleges, I had to coordinate my travel times with their schedules, as well as traveling with equipment, very heavy equipment. The main issue I found with the editing process was when it came down to the audio. There were times of struggle with syncing them as well as adjusting their loudness levels. Considering some people are more soft-spoken than others, I had to figure out a way to get them all down to a neutral volume. Overall, it worked out, but anyways, that's enough of the past process. Before we watch the film, I would like to give a special thanks to the panel for entrusting my team to the making of this video: Paul Engen, Adriano Musadola, Jeff Kidd, Dave Gidou, Amy McGowan, and Rick Cook. I would also like to give a special thanks to my cast of the video: Daniel Ojedayo, Natalie Chacon, Noah Fluger, Addison Paul, Joshua Coobs, Jackie Newrider, Owen Schusler, Francis Tuma, Katrin Cook, and Gabriel De Souza. I would finally like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for giving me the skill and creativity to execute my vision. I hope you all enjoy the film. Thank you. not serious. Hey, make sure your phone's on silent. I'm so serious. Make sure it's on silent. Situation.
Should I look at you or should I look at the camera?
just
look at you.
Wanna, yeah, I've been trying not to look at the camera.
Okay, I won't.
Of your...
Should we start?
Yeah, just whatever you want. Just your name. This has to be the worst filming session I've ever done. What do you mean?
Can't do it anymore. Can't.
You all set? Yeah. All right, perfect.
Roll Tide.
We're all pretty much here for one goal, which is to succeed. Whether it's 2 different majors, 2 different sports, 2 different organizations, we're all here from one thing. And I think there's, we need to find a way to navigate that easier. And I think me coming, especially being kind of like a one of one from my country here, I wanted to help others navigate through that. And I think this Letters from the Lecture Hall is an amazing way to help others navigate through going to a different country, but in specific America, and how to navigate that lifestyle, the academic experience, the career path, the hidden struggles, the struggles that we face up front, and everything of the sort. So I think Letters from the Lecture Hall will be a good way to show that, and hopefully it will expand to other schools.
It goes both ways too. It really shows like you can just go. You can, even if it's America to somewhere else, and everyone that's an international student here, you're just seeing, like, watching the interviews, I just kept thinking, everyone that did that is really brave. And I feel like everyone should have to do that at some point.
I'm Noah. I'm 19 years old.
I'm Jackie Newrider. I went to Pembroke High School, but I grew up in Batavia.
My name is Natalie Chacon. I'm 21.
Yeah, so I'm Owen Schussler. I grew up in Canandaigua.
Well, my name is Addie, and I came to FLCC because I wanted to play volleyball here.
My name is Gilbert Souza. I came from Brazil.
Joshua Coops, 21 years old now.
I'm Daniel Jedayo from Nigeria. I came to the States in 2023.
I'm Katrin.
Yeah.
Katrin Cook. I was born in Kakamega, Kenya, up country.
So my name is Francis Mukisachi Tsuma.
My name is Alex Blauvelt. I'm a 20-year-old new media student at FLCC, and I'm co-lead for Letters of the Lecture Hall.
My name is Mark Musembi. I am 22 years old. I'm also a new media major, and I am the lead of Letters from the Lecture Hall. So, coming to FLCC, what did your parents expect from you?
They expect me to do good in class, obviously pass everything. They want it because obviously FLCC is a community college, a 2-year degree, which I could have gone to like MCC, which would be closer. They wanted me to also have like the formative college experience where you're still living in dorms and doing all that, but also doing good in school.
Yeah, I don't live in the dorms. I have an apartment, so I was expected to like pay my own rent and buy my own groceries. So I got a job here, and I also have a job back in Batavia, so when I go home. But the only other thing my parents really expected were good grades. Yeah.
Straight A's. Like, come home with an A parallel result. Like, anything less than A's, like, it's nothing to them. Like, because obviously I do feel, I resonate with them because they've done a lot to send us over here. So I feel like that's a way of repaying them and also repaying myself too, because obviously it's not like I'm doing it for them too. Like, there's a part, I want to be successful in life too, so Yeah, and that's just the standards back home. Now, even though like, you know, you've entered the job, you've essentially made it. But you know, it's still a difficult thing to handle and whatever of the sort. So first I want to ask, this is kind of a two-part question. What is your definition of failure, and also what happens if you fail?
Failure. Failure is whenever I find myself, I mean, I don't really believe in failure, you know?
As a cop, you know, things happen and you can retire early. So I always want to have like a plan B or a backup plan per se in case something happens.
I don't think failure is like real. I think you just have to keep going, you know?
So I chose business administration because that's a pretty generic degree you can use for pretty much anything.
Absolutely.
So, and plus you have some spare time as a cop, you know, work some strange hours. So if you want to start a little business,
yeah, something on the
mowing
side,
grass maybe, something like that, you have the knowledge to do that.
Success is defined very differently between people, so whatever that means to you, that's what it is. Nobody's failing.
One thing, like for me, like food is one connection to home that like really hits.
Yeah.
So now that we have kind of a lack of that and a lack of many things, when do you feel most at home?
Obviously, I mean, when I'm with my German guys.
Exactly.
It just feels like home when you're like talking your own language. It's kind of relaxing too. Because for me, obviously, I got an American girlfriend. I talk English a lot throughout the day.
That's true.
It's good for me. I like it because I like get better at it.
Yeah.
But it's just so relaxing to speak the German language sometimes.
Yeah, I think honestly, moving to Canandaigua has helped me discover what my actual self is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I lived in Medina for so long, where I'm kind of like, it changes. It changed me, and how like, oh, like I can't go into this place acting like myself because I don't want people to think this about me or whatever. But like, this was a way to, like, moving to college was a way to kind of like be myself, like kind of restart a little bit is what I'm trying to say.
What would you say shocked you the most upon entering college? Because yes, you had, you know, you got the taste of, you know, being in Kenya,
Test,
schooling in Kenya, now schooling in high school in the
Yeah.
States, but then also now getting into college in the States. What shocked you the most?
The biggest thing about I feel from college, US, wherever it may be, to be honest, is the fact that you guys are all living together.
Yes.
So you realize we were raised different, bro.
Coming from Kenya, where we both went to Roslyn, where the grades are 60 people per grade. You know everyone in the grade. You can say you're friends with everyone, really.
For real.
And so even though I'm not going to like a super big school of 60,000 people, I did feel like out of my depth at a point where I was so used to just kind of knowing everyone.
Absolutely.
Some folks are mannerless.
It's true.
Some folks have no direction. People do things just like, what's going through your mind when you're making these decisions? I think that's the biggest thing. And the biggest thing I realize is just habits.
Specifically for culinary school, I would have to be up. I would have to be at class at 7 a.m. You go from that 7 a.m. You're there until like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And so there's certain things like that where because you're in the culinary field, you kind of are already acting as a chef.
Yeah.
I feel like your life is just it's an amalgamation of moments.
Yes.
It's like what moments you're choosing to be a part of and which ones aren't, and how does that compound into, you know, reality that you feel like you're satisfied with.
Yeah.
I feel like college just showed me that people live life different. People want different things from life, which is good. Yeah, that was just a big. People are raised different, bro.
Yeah. A heavy part of being an international is the financials. I mean, that's just like, that's really like you just constantly feel that weight, whether it's in the small moments or the big when it comes to tuition. So like, how often do you think about the money aspect of things?
Like I'm really into fashion, that's why I spend a little too much maybe. So that's the thing I should work on maybe.
When I was in Brazil, it was such a hype, right? I was like, all right, I'm going to the US, it's gonna be so cool, American dream, everything like that. And then I got here first, like money-wise, I was like, man, like everything is way expensive than I thought.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like actually buy food or stuff like that.
I actually just spoke to Danny like last week about it.
Yeah.
Just buy things when I know I need that.
Exactly, when it
Not
comes
just-
to a
yeah.
necessity.
That's something I need to work on. For
Yeah.
sure.
I think about it a lot. When I use my card, I keep a lot of receipts, not all of them, but I write it all down and I track it. I track how much I spend. I have like budgets for groceries and like other things, and I just track it and make sure I don't spend too much. And then obviously I gotta pay rent once a month, so, but I think about it, I mean, at least every day, so.
So now, obviously, we are from countries now where the weather is completely opposite to here. How has the weather affected you? Terrible. I never knew. I used to they said I heard something one time about like seasonal depression, and my brother, it's real.
I mean, I have like seasonal allergies that come twice a year, but not really. I mean, when it snows a lot, I sometimes can barely make it home, but other than that.
Whatever is going on outside right now, it's terrible.
It's very serious. The weather also shapes the social mood of moments as well. One good thing about it being cold in moments is you appreciate summer and spring that much more.
My gosh, yes.
Like the vibe when it's summertime, you're outside, there's a nice breeze,
Yes.
a nice tune,
Yes.
you know, maybe a
Some
nice
heat.
ting there as well. Hey, that one can't be matched. bro. That one can't be matched.
Absolutely. I wanted to now touch on, because now, as you said, you're in a full German dorm, but like, are there times that now you feel isolated?
Sometimes I feel it's hard for me to express myself, like in a different language too.
Yeah.
I like to connect with the other ones
Yeah.
in class. I mean, it's way more natural in the soccer circumstances
Yeah.
to connect.
I think that growing up, I had to get used to feeling isolated, you know?
I actually realized that I was by myself, completely by myself. That's all right. I have my teammates. I have the people who live with me.
Like my dad used to go away for like years, you know, being deployed. My mom was always working, so I had to get very comfortable being by myself.
None of them were like my family. So none of them was actually like from my blood, someone that like grew up with. So I was like, all right, suddenly I'm here, and suddenly I had to trust those guys with my life pretty much.
So I think that set me up in a perfect way to be prepared for coming to college and not knowing anybody. I think mentally I was kind of ready. You're not ever truly ready because of course it was a shock and it was a little hard starting off, but it ended up okay, I think.
Now, for a certain part of my video, I had to take a trip to New York City. This gave me time to think on what I really wanted my video to convey to my viewers. Throughout my travels, I encountered so many families, couples, siblings, and friends that I realized they all share a connection in some way. Connection is what most of us seek, whether to another person or maybe a place. So I thought about the time that I felt the most connected to the people around me and this place. It was on that football pitch. All of us came together because of one love that we share, with the goal of expressing that love through our game. As that came to an end and we started going our separate ways, a question crossed my mind. What can I leave so that the next group of people who come to college will find that connection easier? So I asked for advice.
Be aware to move on.
Be open-minded.
Really expand your social life. Ask questions.
Don't forget why you came here.
Take advantage of the challenges you face.
Do your best in every situation you can.
Do it for the people that would never be in your shoes.
Find your community. Just figure out your non-negotiables and make them non-negotiable.
thank you again. And I'll use this time for questions, if anyone has any. Yes, sir.
Do you plan to distribute this film in multiple languages in case other students in different languages want to follow along with subtitles or through the cue cards?
Yes. Well, no, but yes now. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll figure that out actually. Does anyone have any other questions?
2 more questions.
This is good though, it means they understood. Yes, Cruz.
Do you think that, especially like schools should give more input about the different cultures of like international students where they come from, also like teach international students about like the American culture? Because I mean, you said it, we don't know much about it.
Yeah, for sure. I think now pretty much the whole or a lot of the internationals of this school is literally the football team, which is now just 30 of us. Outside of that, I don't think there's any. But coming here, I mean, there's stuff that I didn't even know until I got here. For example, like the weather, it seems like it's calm. It's not. When like my parents sent me here, but I was dressed for Kenya weather, which is sunny through, and I'm outside of the Rochester airport, unlocking my suitcase, just putting on whatever was in there. And it's just things like that now, whether it's in the websites or the brochures or something of the sort, they should put in there so that international students have more of an understanding of what they're actually getting themselves into, rather than just the academic part. Yes, Kara.
Your experience as like finding your community here at SVC?
Well, first, since I came in January, that was an off season for football, so I didn't have like most of the guys, but we still came with a few of the guys, but it was me and my friend Daniel who came at that time, so he was really my community, also being like, as I said, the only Kenyan in the school, and it was hard to find a community. I mean, the closest Kenyan that I know was my brother who was in Minnesota, but there's certain struggles that you can't really put into words, because a lot of the people here have like there are many Germans on the team more than many Brazilians, so you can speak your home language at that time, but the difference in time zones, I can call my parents maybe once every couple weeks. Even my brother, I have no one to like speak to in my national language, so then once you go back, it's just things that kind of enter your mind that you kind of are forced to adapt to. So I just delved into the community here at Finger Lakes to try and keep myself busy and not think about how, as Gabe said in the video, how pretty much now you're really alone. So, but yeah, just other people. I mean, professors made it easier. Friends who also understood the questions. I mean, there were some odd questions, but people taking an interest also make it easier because you get to reminisce when answering those questions a little bit. But yeah. Yes?
Just a personal interesting question. I mean, you said you're not able to talk to your parents pretty frequently. How did like coming here as an international student affected your relationships you have back home, like with friends, family, and everything?
Yeah, I mean, other than family, which now I have to talk to because that's my family. With friends, I don't talk to them. I mean, the closest ones are in New York City, but they're working. Everyone is pretty much here working and diving in so much to the community that we try and talk maybe once every 6 months. And, you know, it's just little things like since I've been here, I haven't gone back home just because of the nature of things. It's not as easy, plus it's very far. So yeah, just being completely separated from my own country for 2 years, it's hard. Yes, sir.
Apart from the lack of like familiar faces, what was the biggest change that you've had from your home country here?
The food. I'm not gonna lie, it's not real. I don't like, I mean, for us back home, everything is straight farm to table, whether it's the vegetables, the meats, the everything. But then now, I realized being surrounded, like from here to like Main Street, there are like 7 fast food chains. And it's hard to like eat healthy because everywhere you look, it's kind of just burger, fries, chicken, but not real chicken, and all that stuff. So yeah, the food was hard, especially being an athlete, since we have to eat healthy in some way. Trying to figure that out, cooking for yourself, making time for that, as well as academics, working, and playing football. It's hard to now also eat healthy because you have to cook the food itself. Any other questions? Lovely.
All right, so that was it. I'm very proud of everything that the Capstone group achieved. I think there's some things that you learn from something like this, like time management, how and why you have to set deadlines for people, even though you may not feel comfortable setting deadlines for people. They hold you up, and there's a trickle effect that happens. So there's a lot of soft skills that are learned throughout the Capstone on top of the actual production of it. So these students have interviews next week with me, and then they'll be all done. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate it, and congratulations to the Capstone class of 2026. Eat. Take pictures. Oh, can we get a group picture with the class? I'm gonna open the. We're not.